spring sports season is in full swing at Quinnipiac, and you're tuned into the show that covers it all. This is Sports Paws. Alongside my co-anchor Luke Glockenberg, I'm Zach Daly.
On this edition of Sports Paws, we'll take a look at the baseball team's first home series of the season against Fairleigh Dickinson University, as well as the softball's first in-conference road trip. Both men's and women's lacrosse teams were in action this weekend, as well as the both men's and women's tennis teams. Yes, we're going to go around Bobcat Nation over the next 30 minutes.
In addition, we'll be joined by our analysts Nick Dench and Mark Spillane to discuss the baseball team's past weekend. And we will be joined in studio by men's basketball senior James Johnson to discuss his 4 years as a Bobcat.
John O'Connor's women's golf team traveled down to Williamsburg, Virginia to compete in the CNF Bank Intercollegiate Tournament. The Bobcats were struggling during the first event of the season, but the squad was showing vast improvements through the weekend. The Bobcats were led by junior Kayla Ketchison, who shot a total score of 251 over the 3 days. The biggest improvement was out of sophomore Jennifer Forlenza, who ended up with a total score of 300 for the tournament. The Bobcats finished in last, but made significant strides, and this upcoming weekend they will travel down to New Jersey.
The women's lacrosse team opened up their season on their home turf this past Wednesday as they played host to the Vermont Catamounts. Quinnipiac set their sights on the second victory of the season. To the field we go. As the teams break the huddle, Quinnipiac gets ready as Marissa Carolio will score the Bobcats' first goal. That one will go unassisted. Vermont now on the free position. That's Allison Foll with the ball as she'll run in towards the net and score for Vermont. No assist on that one. Quinnipiac will look to answer, but Vermont's goalie will be up to the challenge. That's Laura Barber with the save for Vermont. Vermont will go right back on the offense and look to answer, and a bounce shot and a goal by Sydney Moss for Vermont. Quinnipiac now with the ball as they will look to answer the goal, and Devin Gibney will do the honors as she is assisted by Sarah Allen. Devin Gibney will get the ball once again, streaking down the field towards the net, looking for options, decides to take the ball herself. Shot, goal. Gibney with another one on the afternoon for the Bobcats. Vermont will answer back as they work the ball behind the net as Sydney Moss will score yet again from Allison Foll. Quinnipiac will look to answer off the draw as Devin Gibney wins the draw, streaking upfield, passes to her teammate Carolio, who will shoot and score for the Bobcats. Vermont, though, will answer back as Emma Kelly will score a goal for Vermont. Vermont once again looking to put in yet another goal, and they will answer as Sydney Moss adds yet another one for the Catamounts. Vermont looking to add to their total this time as it is Justine Allen with the shot, but this time Samantha Tiltz is up to the task as the teams congratulate each other. The Bobcats fell by a count of 19-8 in their home opener. Senior Marissa Carolio scored 6 goals for the Bobcats. Later in the week, Quinnipiac would pick up 2 conference wins against Wagner and LIU, 19-8 and 18-7 respectively. Senior Devin Gibney totaled 7 goals and 1 assist on the weekend. The women's lacrosse team will return to action when they host Mount St. Mary's this Friday at 3.
The men's lacrosse team faced off with Binghamton this past weekend, searching for the first win of the season. Let's take a look at the highlights. Here we go on the first offensive possession, and Quinnipiac would start the game out great with Mark Segal scoring and putting up the Bobcats 1-0. Binghamton down 3-0 on this offense possession. JT Hawk to Ben Waldron fires it in for the goal. Bearcats down 3-1. But later on, Matt Deal would soon find Brandon Wilbur and assist him on the goal to put the Bobcats up here 7-2. Next possession on Matt Deal, we would see him again. Great going for the loose ball. Here we go, picks it up and would assist on Jay Binkowski on the goal and give the Bobcats a comfortable 8-4 lead. Here we go with Binghamton late in the third. JT Hawk would assist Matt Anazetti again to tie the game 9-9 late here in the third period. Fourth quarter we go. Binghamton firing again. JT Hawk assisted by Tyler Perrell here, 10-9 for the Binghamton's first lead. But Pat Corcoran unassisted here on the huge goal to put the Bobcats back up by 1, 11-10 here in the fourth period. Bearcats would soon strike again with JT Hawk, who seems to be the star, ties it up 11-11, 1:07 to go in the fourth. Here we go, QU needs some good defense. Here we go, Bobcats. Dylan Corey with a great save, going for the loose ball. Quinnipiac wants one more shot at the goal with 1 more minute to go, it seems, and they'll get it. Here we go, Jay Binikowski moving around. Shoots, he scores with 40 seconds to play. The game-winning goal, 12-11. Matt Sagal would lead the goals for Quinnipiac with 4 on the day. The team's next game will be this Saturday at Mount St. Mary's as they look to improve to 2-6 on this season.
The men's tennis team had their 2-match winning streak snapped this past Thursday against Boston University, who beat the Bobcats by a final count of 4-3. Quinnipiac came out of the gates fast, taking all 3 of the doubles matches, but that energy didn't carry over to the singles matches as the Bobcats dropped 4 out of the 6 to the Terriers. Chris Nelson and Eric Ambrosio picked up the victories in the singles matches. The Quinnipiac men's tennis team would return to action against Brown on Saturday, and we will have highlights from that match later in the show. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on Sports Paws, but when we come back, we will be joined in studio by men's senior basketball guard James Johnson as we will discuss his career as a Bobcat. All that and more coming up on Sports Paws. Welcome back to Sports Paws. I'm sitting with men's basketball senior guard James Johnson, who was appointed to the All-NEC rookie team his freshman year, the All-NEC second team his senior season, the All-NEC first team his junior year, and is the all-time Quinnipiac Division I scoring leader with 1,729 career points. James, thanks for joining us in studio today.
Thank you.
Why did you originally decide to come play basketball at Quinnipiac?
Well, originally, it just felt right when I came on my visit, and I knew I wanted to play for like a coach that knew talent, and being that coach, Tom Moore, played at UConn, not played at UConn, he coached at UConn, and I figured like it would be a good fit, and I fell in love with the arena and the campus right away.
So Tom Moore, obviously, he was one of the selling factors for you coming to Quinnipiac.
Yes, he was, and Coach Eric Eden, like I just loved him, and like we had a nice relationship together, and I felt like Quinnipiac was the right place for me to become a better man, a better basketball player. So, and it wasn't too far from New York City where my parents can come up into the game. So I felt like it was the right fit.
Now, you played with 2 of the best players in Quinnipiac history, in James Feldine and Justin Ruddy. How did those 2 playing with them for your first 2 years here help you become a better leader coming into your senior season?
Well, definitely, they both. James helped me as a better basketball player, and just watching what he did and how he came off screens and the way he approached practice and the way he approached lift. And Justin Ruddy, he's kind of a quiet, shy guy at first, so he really like just leads by example. So I just basically watched him, and he just attacked the practice and attacked game. So, and as the years going on, I grew. James was my roommate, so I grew like a better relationship with him. And Justin, he just was there, like easy to talk to, and he's like he scores like phenomenally, and I just played off him, and he helped me score a lot of points, just throwing it to him and just spacing out on the wing. So playing with both of them it was fun, and like I miss those guys.
Now, coming into your senior season, you're adding 8 new freshmen to the team, 9 new faces in total. Some people were skeptical that this team might not be able to reach the success that it had in the past couple of seasons. How are you guys able to deal with that adversity?
Well, it's a lot of confidence, and I think confidence comes from being prepared. And I know our strength coach, Coach B, he keeps us prepared in the weight room, and we attack it every day. And I knew I was coming back with guys like with Dave Johnson and Jamie Jackson and Ike. So I knew that those guys were going to help me a lot. And being a leader, I just want to find ways where I can motivate the young guys. And basically, I just wanted to lead by example so they know how hard they work. So, and if they were slipping now, I would get after them. So I was kind of you got to lead everybody differently. So I just came in there with open arms and like open eyes and ears, and just try to teach the young guys like everything I knew, so it can help them altogether.
Now, coming into your senior season, we all knew you were within reach of the Quinnipiac all-time Division I scoring record. Did that weigh at all on your mind coming into the season, or were you able to not even look at that and just focus on playing basketball?
Yeah, we all have goals, and I knew it, and I kind of did the calculation in my head, and like before the season, actually, one of my goals was actually to try to score 2,000, and that was probably, I would have to average like 24.4 points per game. So like, I just wanted to set like a high goal for myself, and just try to like lead my team in the best way possible, because I knew Coach Moore, he needed a lot of scoring out of me. So it wasn't really a goal playing like throughout the season, like, because I really didn't know, because Tony does like the stats and stuff, so I really didn't know until like some of my teammates told me. So it really wasn't like really a focus of mine, but the beginning of the season to help me prepare for the season, it definitely was a big goal of mine.
Now, fast forward, Quinnipiac, Robert Morris, the rematch, part 3 now, nationally televised. The hype surrounding this game was incredible. The whole campus was looking forward to it. ESPNU was coming in. Now, did that weigh on your mind at all, national television? How are you guys able to approach that game with a calm mind?
Well, we really don't look at the cameras and playing. Like I said before, like confidence comes from being prepared, and we try to prepare hard in practice. So, and Robert Morris, everybody knows Robert Morris. They beat us twice in the playoffs when it counts by 2 points. So I have like a bug in there, and I just like use that that score and just try to motivate me in the off season. And so I just wanted to come out being a senior day, and a lot of my family and friends was coming up. I just wanted to just go out and give everything I got, and I just wanted to give like the home fans something to remember me by. So, and being that was Rob Morris, it built on the hype, and a lot of guys, we play Rob Morris down there and we beat them. So a lot of the guys, young guys, had confidence from playing against them. So they just wanted to share that memory of me playing my last game with Quinnipiac, and I just told them like, yo, if my career stopped today, I would want to win this game just because of how much they beat me and how much like that hurt it 2 years ago in the championship. So it's always like a big game playing Rob Morris. So, and luckily we got the win.
Yeah, well, you scored 28 points that day, including some big threes down the line. What did that mean to you, your final game at home as a Bobcat, to get the victory not only on senior day, not only in front of your family, but against Robert Morris, the team that has haunted you guys for the past 2 seasons?
Man, I wish I had the right word to describe like my feeling after the game. It was an unbelievable feeling, and Phil Jones, he played a great game, and I just wanted to just come out and just play as hard as I can. And it was like I said before, I really don't have like the right word, or it was like unbelievable feeling. I think the 28 points was, I guess they was all luck. They were just the passes of my teammates. So I think Dave and Ike, they gave me like good passes and good screens. So I just did the easy part. I just threw it up there, and hopefully they went in a couple times. So I give all like the credits to my teammates, because I couldn't have done it without them. And I cherish all the moments I played with them, and I miss playing with these guys.
Now, I know it's going to be hard, but you had 4 unbelievable seasons here as a Bobcat. Can you just sum up your experience, not only as a basketball player, but as a Quinnipiac Bobcat, in a couple of sentences?
Well, for one, this is going to be bittersweet. Just going in the weight room and just getting after it with those guys, and the coaches getting on each other, and me getting on the guys, and like sharing like the experiences on the road and stuff. So it's pretty much bittersweet. Like of course you want to get on with the rest of your career, and I just want to just get on after college and see where that takes me. But I miss everything about Quinnipiac, and just playing with my teammates, and just having the opportunity to get better in practice every day, and having like 5 great coaches coaching me every day, and just they knew the potential in me 4 years ago, and I'm glad I made the decision to come to Quinnipiac.
Well, James, thanks for joining us in studio today, and thank you for 4 absolutely amazing years as a Bobcat that none of us will ever forget. We're going to be right back here on Sports Ball. When we come back, we'll take a look at the baseball and softball teams' weekends, and we'll bring in our analysts to discuss the spring season. This is Sports Pause.
Welcome back to Sports Ball. Zach Daly alongside Luke Glockenberg, and off to the diamond we go. The Quinnipiac softball team went 5 for 9 this past week. The Bobcats split a doubleheader between San Diego State, losing their first game 4-1 and winning their second 3-2. Quinnipiac then traveled to San Diego for the San Diego Classic for 5 games, only playing 2 though. In those games, Quinnipiac defeated CSU Bakersfield 3-1 and lost to San Diego 9-0 in 5 innings. The rest of the tournament was postponed, as well as their next doubleheader at Harvard. The Bobcats waited until Friday to play Mount St. Mary's in a doubleheader, only to split the series, losing 1-0 in 8 innings and winning 2-0. Quinnipiac finished off their weekend with a doubleheader at Monmouth, splitting the series by winning the first game 6-5 and losing the second 4-1. The Bobcats are now 13-8 on the season and will play their next doubleheader Wednesday at Massachusetts.
The baseball team played host to the Fairleigh Dickinson University Knights in a 4-game series. Let's see how the team did in the first of 4 games with star pitcher Derek Lamacchia on the mound. Bobcats looking to win their first home game this season. Top of the first, Derek Lamacchia strikes out Matt Eliason with a runner on first. Still going to the top first, Derek Lamacchia facing one of the top hitters in the NEC, Eric Anderson, striking him out with a nasty breaking ball looking. Teammates congratulating him there. Bottom first, QU Vincent Goretti grounds into the inning-ending 4-6-3 double play, ending the inning scoreless at the end of the bottom of the first. Top of the second, the scoring would get going with the FDU's Knights, Pat McClure down the left field line, and scoring would be Riley Moonen. Score would be 1-0 Knights. Top of the sixth, later in the game, a bloop single to right field will allow Eric Anderson to score, and the Knights would go up 2-0. Again in the top of the sixth, here comes Riley Moonen, doubling to right on a hit and run, allowing Holzman to score all the way from first. There he goes, rounding third to give the Knights a 3-0 lead here, and Moonen would be on second, happy about that big double. Here we go to the bottom of the fifth. Jesse Ulrich triples to left center as the ball gets past the left outfielder Justin Rutz. Forrest Dwyer would score all the way from first to make it 5-1. Top of the seventh here, though, FU's Kyle Weeks singling to left to stretch the lead when Ryan McDonald and Ryan Kresge score to give the Knights a 7-1 lead. There's Weeks on first after the big 2 RBI single. Bottom ninth, last chance here. Vincent Galletti grounds out to end the game in the bottom of the ninth. There, the Knights celebrating their 8-4 victory. Freshman Vincent Galletti went 2 for 4 in that first game with 2 RBIs. The Bobcats would go 1-3 in the weekend series and now hold a record of 3-15 for the season.
We'll bring in our analysts Nick Dench and Mark Spillane for Fact or Fiction. Guys, spring sports are in full swing and there are many questions surrounding every team. So let's get started. Mark, the baseball team will reach double digits wins this season.
Fact, the baseball team will reach double-digit wins this season. They have 3 right now. That means they need 7 to get to 10. They've got 34 games remaining on the year. That means they need a 7-27 record. They've got 3 freshmen in the everyday lineup with Brian Roditis, Scott Donahue, and Vin Galletti. Those 3 are improving, so when they improve for the rest of the year with all those games left to be played, I think the baseball team will get the 7 wins they need to get to double digits.
All right, Nick, it's your turn. Zach Palmer will be the starting third baseman at the season's end.
Fact. They do not. First of all, the Bobcats baseball team does not have a backup third baseman that's a solid player. Yes, Palmer has 6 errors on the season, but that can easily be changed. They're all throwing errors. He's just got to play with his throwing motion a little, and he's one of the better hitters on the team in top 5 in statistical categories of batting average, RBIs, and stolen bases. So, yes, he will be the starting third baseman at the end of the season.
All right, Mark, switching it up to softball now. Heather Schwartzberg will tally 20 wins this season.
Fiction, Heather Schwartzberg will not tally 20 wins this season. She's at 8 right now, having started 8 games out of the Bobcats' 21 games so far. They've got 25 games left to play. That's going to leave her with maybe 9 or 10 starts remaining. So unless she wins all of her starts and picks up a couple of wins in relief, I don't see her getting to 20. 17 or 18, very possible, but 20 is unlikely.
All right, Nick, fact or fiction, the softball team will have 30 wins.
Fiction. Had Jordan Paolucci not gotten hurt, I would say fact, but you can't lose a player as a sophomore who had such a phenomenal freshman season, top 5 in every stat category hitting-wise. You drop her, it's a lot harder to get to 30 wins. They still need another 17 in 25 games.
All right, from the diamond to the field turf. Mark, the men's lacrosse team will snap out of their early season funk.
Fact, the men's lacrosse team will snap out of that funk. They've only got 1 win on the season right now, but their last 4 losses have come from a combined 8 goals. So they're getting close. They're almost winning these games. They've got a lot of freshmen, 24 on the roster, only 20 sophomores, juniors, and seniors combined. So they're a real young team. They're going to get better as the season goes along. I think that they're going to win 3 out of their last 6 games.
All right, Nick, and the question that I think everyone on campus wants to know, fact or fiction, the women's lacrosse team will win the Northeast Conference.
Fact. They have scored over 10 goals in all but 3 of their games so far. That is 5 of the 8 games. They have scored more than 10, most of them upwards of 15 to 18 goals against upper tier teams
They have played there going into a Northeast Conference that struggles to score goals. No team in this conference has scored more than 10 more than twice. They will easily run away with this with their offensive prowess.
All right, thanks, guys. Great as always. We'll be right back here on Sports Paws as the men's and women's tennis teams were in action this past weekend. Highlights right after the break.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. I'm Luke Lockenberg along Zach Daly. Tonight's show is almost over, but before we go, some tennis highlights.
The men's tennis team was looking to rebound against Bryant on Saturday and to pick up their second conference win of the season. Let's go to the highlights. Andrew Whedon and Garrett Lane on the doubles here as the serve was by Lane, and Whedon will sneak it up the middle. Point going to the Bobcats. Lane serves this one, but Bryant will get the point quickly back. Quinnipiac starts on the serve here as the two teams get a good volley going, but Bryant will get a little bit of luck as that one bounces off the net, and the point goes to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs serving on this one. As Whedon returns to serve, the teams get a good volley going here. As Lane returns that one, Bryant's going to try and slam it home. Lane on the return, but nothing doing on this one as Bryant will pick up the point on that one. Volley going as Bryant starts off the serve. Whedon tries to get the return and will get the point as Bryant serves into the net. Quinnipiac on the serve on this point. Good volley going back and forth here. Bryant's able to lob it towards Lane as Lane hits it back over to Bryant, and Quinnipiac will pick up the point on this one. This time Bryant on the serve as the two teams go back and forth. Quinnipiac will try and pick up the point, but the ball goes off the end of Lane's stick. Bryant handed Quinnipiac their first conference loss by a score of 5-4. Quinnipiac will return to action this Friday when they travel to Fairleigh Dickinson for their third conference match of the year.
The women's tennis team suffered their first setback in the Northeastern Conference play on Saturday to the Bryant University Bulldogs. Let's take a look at the highlights. Serving would be Bryant to start off, and a fault called there as soon as she serves it. Second serve would also be called a fault, leading to a double fault in the first point of the match going to the Bobcats. Here we go, a Bryant serve, and Vibrock would hit it back but can't seem to get it over the net. Serve by Vibrock, and Cantor with a slam on Bryant's return. Bryant would take the next point on a shot down the line here after a nice volley. And here at the end of the match, volleying again. Here we go. Cantor would also slam it down by the Bulldogs here. Volleying again near the end of this match. The Bobcats trying to come back. Bryant is volleying with them, hitting it into the net. And here we go. Cantor would slam another one down the line, but the Bulldogs would take control of this match and win 5-2. The Bobcats will try to improve to 4-6 on Tuesday when they take on the Wildcats of Villanova at home.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here on Sports Paws. For all of those behind the scenes, our analysts Nick Dench and Mark Spillane. And for my partner in crime, Luke Glockenberg, I'm Zach Daly.
For more information on our show, or to become a part of Q30, visit www.q30.org. Follow the official Twitter of Q30 at twitter.com/Q30television. And for live coverage of all Quinnipiac home games, plus game recaps, features, and more, log on to theqbsn.com.
Make sure you tune in the same time next week as we will take you around the world. That is Quinnipiac Athletics. Good night, everybody.